Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. Thanks for popping by. I'm Michelle. Today I am working in my 2026 journal. I am going to be scrapping these photos. I went to a Brisbane Lions lunch earlier in the year, and it was a luncheon and there was lots of guest speakers, which was fantastic. Jonathon Brown, Simon Black, Jason Akermanis, and Leigh Matthews. That's the other one. So that was pretty cool. I got my photo taken with Simon Black and Jonathon Brown, who is my favourite player ever. I was so sad when he retired. So yes, I'm scrapping these photos today. I've chosen this blue and a bit of a pinky. It's got a bit of a salmony pinky colour, and there is actually red in these, but I think the pink works, so I'm going to run with the pink. You're probably not going to see too much of it at the end. I'm going to use lots of yellow and stuff like that in it, I think. So yeah, I like that there's a bit of darkness in this as well, which is quite good. I'll show you this pattern paper. No idea who had this one. I have a funny feeling this could be a Vicki Boutin. Yeah, I think it is a Vicki Boutin one. So yes, that's what I'm going to play with today. All right, let's get started, hey? I picked out another, I've got this paper as well. It's got little stars on one side and it's got some lines on the other. I thought I might go with the lines, actually. I think that's the way to go, and use this as a bit of the background-ish papers that I can use in the background. So I think that might be the way to go. I think it will be quite, I think it'll work quite well. So I have no plans. I am just going to trim away, and I might even tear the bottom a little bit. This bit's got a bit of a tear on the bottom as well. I'll just grab my cutter. Alright, I've got my cutter. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to just pull that around. Cut this strip off on here, I think is the way to go. Oops, that's not very straight. There we go. Oh, still not very straight. That's all right. Now, where do we have our cut mark? It's up here. So I'm going to roughly cut it to that size, and then I think I'm going to tear the bottom part, and then work out. I want these three photos. I want the cups, my husband and I with the cups, and maybe Simon Black on that page. And then I think I want Jonathon Brown and the two photos of the speakers on this page. And then I can do a bit of journaling here, there. I think that's roughly what I'm going to do. Let's hope that works. All right, so I'm going to put this about here. Maybe tear about here. No rhyme, no reason. We go for it. I don't have too much. Yeah, actually, I quite like that. Yeah, I think I want to put that on that side, and then maybe this one. Actually, let's put that. Let's not put that in the middle. Put that to the side. That will work. That works pretty well, I think. Yeah, I like that. That way it breaks up the pink a little bit. The yellow is in the, while it's not the perfect yellow, that yellow is a bit brighter, but I don't mind that. That's completely fine. All right, so I like how that looks. So I'm going to stick this paper down because we're happy with how that looks, which is always a bonus. So let's stick away about there somewhere. That looks pretty good. It's good. Nice and stuck. All right, now where to put this? Do we put it there? Do I put it in there? There. I just need room to put So Simon Black fits. Although we could put him off the page slightly. That's actually okay too. Let's do that. Let's pop that just under there. I quite like that. I'm going to stick these ones down and then we can add to it later. Yeah, let's put that up right towards the top. Bring it down a touch. We're pretty happy with that. I'm just going to put these in the middle just in case I decide to tuck anything. I think. Yeah, that's better. Put that off. Just so ever so slightly. Oh, actually, you know what I was going to do? I had this Acrylic 3, and I've had this Acrylic 3 in my stash forever. And I really wanted to use it, being a 3-peat. We might even be able to put it there, 3-peat. My plan was to actually put it up here. Maybe I can pop that to the side. Then we can pop that here somewhere and put the peat underneath. Actually, I don't mind that. Let's do that. That was a little bit of my thinking. Let's pop those two there, and then we can use that. And if we have to pop it over a little bit, that's okay. I quite like that. Seeing as it was the 3-peat era, I think that looks quite good actually. Do I outline my 3? All my photos are outlined. Maybe I should. What do you think? Or not? Or don't mess with it too much? No, let's outline it. Let's be daring. I'm going to outline it. Just going to pop. Oops, just going to move these out of the way a little bit. I think it'll just finish my 3 off a little bit. I'm just going to do some dots. Since I do this to my photos most of the time, I haven't left a whole lot of room. That's the problem. They're not the most. That one on there. That's it. Oh, it's looking pretty good actually. Just makes him stand out a little bit more. I don't mind that at all. Let's pop this bit here. Yeah, I don't mind that. Looks cool, huh? I think the outline is warranted. All right, I think I'm going to pop that there. I like how that looks. Yeah, that opportunity to use that 3 was just the perfect opportunity. Being a 3-peat. 3-peat means that they won it 3 years in a row, which is pretty exciting. And I think I'll just put peat down in there. But I'm liking how they're looking so far. That's looking good. All right. What are we going to do on this piece? So this piece, I feel like I want to do... I've got this as well that I can use. So I could put that in behind these, or just in behind one of these, just to add a bit of blue onto this page. What do you think? Should I add a bit of blue on this piece? Let's put a little bit of blue here and tuck that behind. That actually looks all right, doesn't it? Hence why I didn't stick these down, because you know I like to stick things behind just to have a little bit of variation. I could pop that up under there actually. Yep, I don't mind that. The way you're sort of making it all work. Does that look a bit stuck out too far? Or no, I think that's okay. Maybe even pop a bit of that under there. I've got these. Hopefully these are going to work okay too. Some journaling spots. I thought I might be able to pop a few, you know, just in under here. Oh, actually, it's going to have to go. Actually, let's do this first. Let's do some, my peat, 3 peat, P-E-A-T I need to do. I've got these old basic grey sticker sheet, smallish ones. Can I do P-E-A-T? I can. Look at that. Let's poke the centre out in that P. 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 Oh. Some E. P. E. A. Poke his middle out. P. E. I'll have to play with these a little bit, I think, to make these sit perfectly. Set them how we want them to sit. Actually, that's not too bad. That one is not very sticky. I'm going to have to put a bit of glue stick behind that one, I think. I think I've tried to use it on something else and tried to stick it back down, so it's now no longer sticky. That's okay. P-E-A-T. No, that's not too bad. I'm still going to put a bit of sticky on it, though, I think. Put a teeny tiny bit of glue stick on. P-E-A-T. It's stickier than I thought. Oops. P-E. Oops. Bit of glue stick. That actually stuck better than I thought. Peat. Let's move him over a little bit. Just use my scissors. So, put him in place. Oh my gosh, he's moving everywhere. There we go. 3 peat. He's not straight. He's going to annoy me. That's pretty good. I like that. I'm just going to pop a little line underneath him. Cool. 3 peat. So that's all about these trophies, which is pretty cool. Okay, moving on to the next bit. I did not love that. So I've pulled that bigger piece out and I've shoved it in under here. I think that looks a bit better. I felt like that was just sticking out too much. So I thought, let's go with the bluish piece. I think I'm going to stick that in there. I quite like how that's looking. Oh, I set my glue up. Now I've got to wait for it to run down. Okay, it's getting there. Ever so slowly. There we go. Alright, so let's tuck this in behind. Pop that under there. That looks good. I like that. It's sitting a bit better. I'm liking how that's sitting, so let's dollop that corner down. Probably not going to stick too much more in there. That'll look quite good. I might stick the corner of these down as well. Things we're happy with how that's looking. Oh. I've got some dollops on that finger. That's better, much better. Stick that down, stick that down. It's looking good so far. All right. Now I've got this little Life is Better with a Smile. I thought that would look quite cool there. I think I'm gonna, actually, let's pull this out just a touch. That's better, so we can see a bit of that on there. I think. Gosh, I didn't get that very straight, did I? That's better. Where do we pop it? No, I think it looks better there. Looks better on this background, I think. I'm going to use that. I thought, oh, Simon Black is he likes a smile. So I thought, oh, that's actually quite perfect for that little bit. Life is better with a smile. Way of using that up. All right. Now I thought I might even do my journaling here for that piece, and then maybe pop something else down here. I'm not sure. I don't think, yeah, I don't like it on that side. I like it more here. So I think I'm going to stick that on. I'll come back and do the journaling a bit later. And because there's not much here, I won't go too far over my husband's arm. Stick that there, and I'll do a heap of journaling on there, which should work okay. Yep, I like that. That's looking good. All right, let's do a bit more on this side. So I've just got some black and white fabric stapled onto there, which is fine. I think I'll pop that up there, and we need to pop these other two down here somewhere. So my thinking is, do we use a bit more of this? Possibly, just to tuck under. So we've incorporated a bit of that yellow. I don't mind that. That's quite good. And then these could probably sit down a bit lower. Yeah, I don't mind that. That sort of makes the photo pop a little bit more. And I don't mind that these are just on plain blue backgrounds. Excuse me. I really liked these letters. It's got best ever. I really want to use that on here somewhere. Do you reckon I can get it across there? Do you reckon we can make that work? Pull these down a little bit. I think it'll fit. We might just have to squish them up slightly, but I'm thinking that would be a good spot for them. Let's stick this down and then roughly put where we're going to put the Jonathon Brown photo, and then try and put best ever, and then I can talk about the Lions lunch. Instead of calling it Lions lunch, like I've got 3P, that kind of thing on it. And then I'll just, in my journaling, I'll write about the about it being a Lions luncheon and that they had guest speakers and all that kind of stuff. I think that will be quite good. Sometimes you don't have to. Now, how far can we put these down? About here somewhere. Do you think? Yeah, I think that will work. I just want a little bit hanging out the top. And yeah, maybe put those two towards the bottom. I don't mind that. All right, let's stick this piece. I just want to have a little bit of that on the top as well. So it doesn't need to be much. Let's see if we can get this best ever in. I thought that was actually quite good. I thought it goes with the photo. In my eyes, he is the best ever. Was such a great player, and probably I have a bit of a soft spot for him because he came from oh, don't you hate when that happens? He came from the town right next to where I was born and grew up in country Victoria. So I probably have a bit of a soft spot for Jonathon Brown also for that reason. But he was a wonderful footballer. He played for the Brisbane Lions. His dad played for Fitzroy. He was destined to be here. Yeah, and I have followed his career all the way through. He's tough. He's cool. He's good looking. Ticks all the boxes for me, and he was an amazing full forward for the Lions. And they had this was such an amazing time period for the Lions with these guys. He was very young when they won the first of their 3 peats. Very young. He'd not long come to the club. So, actually, let's put B in first. See how far over we can push this. Oh, These are a little bit annoying, getting the backs off them. Oh, no, got it. All right, lining that up roughly. I'm not going to stick these ones on perfectly just yet. Oh, that one came out. Look out. Just to make sure that we get them all roughly in the right spots. Oh, no, look at that. Peel it off. Woohoo! BES. Oh, I think this is going to work. I think it is actually the perfect width. Yes, look at that. Look at that. I love it when it works. Or when a plan comes together. Look at that. That was perfect. Perfect. And then I think I'll pop this down here. Now, I'm going to throw in some washi tape, some pink and stuff, I think, in here, just to add a little bit on the other side. So we've got a bit of pink on this side as well. Where's my glue? Here it is. I'm quite happy where that's all sitting too, so I think I'll go ahead and stick these photos in. I think that will work quite well. Oh, one there. And one there. Oh, get rid of that bit of backing. Yeah, that's pretty good. Quite like that. You can see the guest speakers. It's on the blue as well, which gives it a nice solid background. I'm liking that. That's looking good. So, do we pop one of these in here? I feel like I want to go and see if I've got some memorabilia or something, a lion or something I can put on here. I might go and have a little bit of a quick look. I possibly could. Yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, I had a bit of a dig and I've got this little Brisbane Lions. So I thought, oh, I might use that on here and put my journaling up here and then add some stickers and some washi, I think. And we might be pretty close to being there, which is pretty cool. So that's my thoughts, I think, is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to stick this photo down first, I think is the way to go. Oops. I really need to leave this on its nose, don't I, so that I don't have to keep it running down. I think that's the way to go. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Pop that to the top. Then we're going to just slide our, this is from our membership envelope. It had celebrating 30 years. It's 30 years of the Lions this year, so which is a bit exciting. They started in 1996 when they transitioned from the Bears and the Fitzroy Lions and became the Brisbane Lions. So I think Lions are so much better than Bears, which is cool. Okay, and I'm going to pop that up there and I'll put my journaling on there. I think that's quite cool. Yeah, that's good. I think I want to underline this as well. I'm going to do that next. Underline best ever. Things I've underlined over here as well. And just, nothing fancy, just what I normally do with my doodling. It's coming together quite well so far. Looking good. I like it. Okay. So next, what I think I'm going to add is I've got these. I thought these gold, I've only got 3 left. Let's try and use them. These are shiny. I know they're silvery kind of gold. These are gold. But I thought they might be actually quite good. Excuse me. To use on here. So I thought I'm going to add one up here. Maybe one down here on Simon Black, so it sort of sits on that. That looks quite good. And then another one up here, I think, of Jason and I. So quite like that. Oh, we used another sticker sheet, which is always fun. And then I thought I've got a heap of these pinky little hearts and things. They're a little bit brighter than my background, but I think they're going to work okay. So I thought I might just add a few of these. Oops, maybe I need to put that maybe over there so it stands out a bit more. I don't know. Maybe that's not the right pink. Maybe it's too pink. Thought that was going to work. Maybe yeah, actually, let's just use these little ones. I think might be the go. Do I want to put them on there? I don't know if I do. I don't know if I like those. They might be too pink. Seeing as I don't have a lot of pink on here, but I think it goes okay on this page. It's not so bad. What if we, yeah, let's add a little pinky piece on there. I feel like I want to use one on here, which might be okay. Oh, let's just do it. Let's put it on there. I don't love it. I like these two better, but I think it goes, right? Which is quite good. Yeah, let's do that. And let's put, I've got best ever. You see that on there? Do I pop that at the very top, maybe? Best ever? Best ever. That's quite good. Okay, I've used up a couple more hearts, which is quite cool. Next, I thought I picked out some washi. So I didn't go with this blue. I don't actually really have that blue. Actually, I do have a bit of that navy. Hang on a minute. Let me grab a little bit of the navy that I have. I've got this navy. I might be able to use a little bit of that. And I also have favourite navy, which has got the little gold hearts on it. That might actually work in quite well with these. So we might try and use a little bit of that as well as that. Yeah, actually, I don't think I'm going to use that. I think I'm just going to use what I've already got here. Now, I am on the absolute dribbles of this. I am so close to being finished this roll of washi tape on my little chevrons. Let me see if I can use a little teeny tiny bit of this. Maybe a little bit on here. And a little bit down there. Still not going to use it up, am I? Nope, I am still going. Look at that. I reckon it's only got one little piece left on it. I feel like it's the gift that keeps giving this washi tape, but I really love that yellow. So good. Pink. Now I'm going to use a bit more pink on this side. I can probably use a bit more blue on this side. That will probably work quite well. Let's put a bit of this. I'm going to tear it in half again because I always tear it in half. Maybe put a bit of that up there. And maybe a little bit down here. Yep, I like that. Do I put a teeny tiny bit over here? Yeah, let's do that. I quite like that. And I can also put this piece maybe here. That just adds, see, it gives it that bit of shimmery gold, makes my golds work. While they're not the same colour golds, I don't think it matters too much. And then I thought, do I need to use this blue, do you think? I don't know if I do. And then I'm just going to use a bit of this. So this washi tape, it's a Vicki Boutin one actually. It's got a little tiny piece, a little light pink, some yellow. It looks even a little touch of orange. But I thought it goes with this background really well. It will match my ribbons as well, although they're not pink, they're a red, but you can't really tell in the photo, which is a good thing. See, I can put that on there. Just adds a little bit more of the colour to the whole thing, which is good. Do I pop that at the top? Yes, I feel like I do. That's looking pretty good. And then I think I might just do the teeniest, tiniest little pink on each of these. A bit of pink there. to tie it all in. What do you think? Yeah? I quite like that. I think it's looking pretty good, actually. Do I need a little bit of pink on here? I probably don't need a lot. Do I just add a teeny tiny little bit there? Since that's all that ripped off. Maybe a little bit there. That can sit under the photo, actually. I don't mind that. That's looking pretty good. Maybe the tiniest little bit up here. That way we've sort of added a teeny tiny little bit in each of them. I quite like that. I think that's enough, and I can use that on a future project, I think. I think that's the way to go. Oops, I'm just going to put that in a little bit. And now I think I'm going to add, I've got a few of these. Like I've got Memory, This Life. I've even got like here, Love. What else have I got? Good Stuff. Let's add Good Stuff. Let's add Good Stuff on here. Maybe I put it here, Good Stuff. I quite like that. Let's put here over here, or here. I'm going to pop that down there just a little bit here. I quite liked those. And then I thought I would just add a few of these little word stickers. I thought I might do, actually maybe I'll pop that on Us. Good Stuff. I'm going to think about that because it's going to go across my watch. I'm going to go You're the Best, because he is the best in my eyes. What else is there that we can use on here? Good Vibes. Oh, I thought it's So Happy, maybe. What else is on that one? There's not much else on that one. Yeah, let's put So Happy. Because I have been meaning to, well, funny story. Some years ago, my son ran out as a mascot for the Brisbane Lions. And I was so shell-shocked on the day. I didn't know he was coming to surprise my son, Zach, who was about 10 at the time, I think. So, yes, I didn't know he was coming. So I was very, very surprised when he walked into the coach's box behind. It was actually him and Simon Black on that day as well. Totally forgot to take a photo. Can you believe that? I was in complete shock and awe, and I only remembered a couple of hours later. I go, why did I not get a photo? Anyway, not to worry. It is what it is. So I have regretted that day forever. So when the opportunity came up at this luncheon to actually get a photo with both of them, I jumped at the chance. Jason Akermanis had bolted out early, and Leigh he had to go. So I didn't get a photo with Leigh either. They had to dash off straight after the luncheon. So, but these guys hung around for a little while. So they said if you want to get photos and stuff like that, jump in on the queue. So I very much did. I was ecstatic to finally get these photos. So, all right, I'm going to pop off camera for a second and do my journaling, and then I'll be right back. Okay, journaling completed. I did a bit about the day here and about meeting Jonathon Brown on this little bit of journaling spot. I ended up moving Good Stuff down to over to here. I quite like that. Added an extra sticker, Happy Days. Left that there, and then put Good Vibes and Unforgettable, although that is very crooked now that I look at it. That's a bit better. Pop those on a bit straighter. That's better. Yeah, and I ended up just moving the Best Ever down to here, into that little corner, only because you couldn't really see it up there. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave this one alone. I think I'm pretty happy with how this all turned out. That's a picture of that page, which is pretty cool. And then over here, I quite like this one. It came out really quite good. So And again, I've just picked colours that were in the photos and ran with it. I could have gone the green of Jonathon's shirt, but didn't in the end. I stuck with navy, sort of colours that were of the Lions anyway. So, yeah, you can use whatever you like, really, to dress up your page, which turned out really good. So I'm happy with this one. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've learnt something. Yeah, anyway, I hope to see you in the next video. See you then. Bye.